Once upon a time, in a forgotten corner of an ancient kingdom, there stood a foreboding maze. It whispered tales of horror and despair to those who dared draw near. Within this claustrophobic labyrinth, a fearsome creature lurked. A minotaur with a hunger that could never be satiated. With the body of a man and the head of a massive bull, the minotaur possessed supernatural strength and razor-sharp horns that dripped with the blood of his countless victims. His existence was a cursed one, born from the union of a cursed king's wife and a vengeful god. The king, fearing the shame and monstrosity his wife had birthed, commanded the construction of an intricate maze, hoping to keep the beast hidden away from the world forever. But as the maze took shape, so did its sinister allure. The minotaur discovered that he possessed a strange power, a haunting charm that seeped into the hearts and minds of those who approached his prison. He could whisper his promises of secrets and desires, planting a seed of curiosity that grew into an irresistible fascination. Soon, tales began to spread throughout the realm, tales of lost souls drawn towards the maze, unable to resist the temptation of the mysterious entity waiting within. Each one lured by the promises of the minotaur, drawn into the maze's treacherous paths, entrapped by their own curiosity. The maze became a macabre dance floor for the minotaur. With every new victim that succumbed to its allure, his hunger grew stronger. The echoes of their screams reverberated through its twisting corridors, a haunting symphony that only fueled the creature's thirst for more. The moon watched in sorrow as the endless cycle continued, casting an eerie glow upon the maze's walls. Fear and despair became an aura, penetrating there and leaving a lingering chill. It was said that the very shadows of the maze were alive, shifting and whispering malevolently as if they themselves were under the minotaur's control. Yet despite the darkness that surrounded its existence, some brave souls dared to venture towards the maze, fueled by their own obsession for the unknown. Some were driven by a desire for power or unattainable knowledge, while others simply sought the thrill of escaping the mundane world outside. None, however, were prepared for the horrors that awaited them within its winding corridors. As the maze's reputation grew, it drew the attention of a young and ambitious prince named Alluring. Driven by a thirst for power and an insatiable curiosity, he became fixated on unraveling the mysteries hidden within the labyrinth's dark corridors. Ignoring the pleas of his subjects and loved ones, Alluring set forth towards the haunting embrace of the maze. Guided by an inexplicable force, Alluring maneuvered through the maze's treacherous paths with a confidence that bordered on madness. The minotaur watched his every move, his fiery eyes gleaming with anticipation as the scent of fresh blood wafted towards him. But Alluring was no ordinary prey. Armed with a silver sword crafted by the realm's finest blacksmith, he was determined to defy the fate that awaited those before him. The sword bore ancient inscriptions and enchantments whispered by forgotten sorcerers, a glimmer of hope against the monstrous creature that had claimed countless lives. As Alluring ventured deeper into the maze, the minotaur's charm intensified. Illusions plagued him at every turn, whispering voices that urged him to surrender and join the ranks of the fallen. Shadows twisted into grotesque shapes, tormenting his mind with visions of his greatest fears. Yet the prince's determination remained unwavering. Days turned to nights, weeks to months as Alluring battled through the labyrinth's nightmarish passages. The minotaur grew increasingly frustrated, its once alluring charm now replaced by a burning rage. It unleashed its wrath in the form of cruel traps, shifting walls, and hideous apparitions, all meant to test the prince's resolve. But Alluring's faith in the power of his sword never wavered. Each encounter with the minotaur brought him closer to understanding the creature's true nature. He listened to the echoes of the fallen victims, piecing together clues that suggested the minotaur's vulnerability lay not in its physical might, but in its insatiable need for companionship and freedom from its cursed imprisonment. Driven by a newfound compassion and empathy, Alaric vowed not only to slay the beast but to liberate it from its torment. He believed that beneath the monstrous countenance lay a flicker of humanity, longing for release. With every step deeper into the maze, Alaric grew more entangled in the Minotaur's web of deception and manipulation. It knew his intentions and fought back with furious vengeance. The labyrinth seemed to reshape itself, transforming into an extension of the Minotaur's wrathful will, determined to consume the prince's soul. Yet Alaric pressed on, fueled by his unwavering determination. The tale of his battle against the Minotaur stirred whispers among the kingdom's people, both incredulous and inspired. Some prayed for his success, while others held their breath, fearing the darkness that would be unleashed if he failed. And as the twisted saga unfolded in the heart of the maze, the threads of fate began to weave their final tapestry. The prince, battered and scarred, stood face to face with the Minotaur, the embodiment of rage and suffering. Their eyes locked in a primal battle for dominance. Alaric's grip tightened on his silver sword, its enchantments burning with undying resolve. The Minotaur, its blood-stained horns poised to strike, bellowed a furious challenge that reverberated through the labyrinth, shaking the very foundation of its cursed existence. The clash was violent and savage, a display of unmatched ferocity. Sparks flew as sword clashed against horn, flesh against steel. The maze itself seemed to tremble beneath the weight of their wrath, silently observing the cataclysmic showdown within its corridors. But as their confrontation reached its crescendo, an unexpected twist unfurled. The whispers of the fallen victims grew stronger, their voices intertwining with the defiance burning within Alaric's heart. A realization dawned upon him, flickering like a dying candle in the depths of darkness. With one last surge of courage, Alaric sought to break free from the cycle of terror perpetuated by the Minotaur. He cast aside his silver sword, an offering of redemption, and reached out to the tortured creature. In that moment, the prince glimpsed the remnants of a lost soul yearning for liberation. As their hands touched, an ethereal surge coursed through the maze. The Minotaur's monstrous form began to tremble, its monstrous head shrinking until it melded seamlessly with the body of a man. Its eyes, once filled with fury and pain, now sparkled with a flicker of hope. The curse that had plagued the Minotaur for centuries broke, leaving in its wake a fragile being yearning to find its place in the world. Alaric, the one who had dared to defy fate, offered solace and a chance at redemption. But just as a glimmer of hope bloomed, darkness swirled around them. The maze, no longer fueled by the Minotaur's malevolence, began to crumble. Its walls trembled and twisted, collapsing inward in a cataclysmic cascade. The choice to save the Minotaur could cost them both their lives. With their hearts entwined, Alaric and the Minotaur braced for what lay beyond. The world outside awaited, uncertain and haunted, as if a piece of the maze's darkness had infected it. They held true to their bond, ready to face a future intricately woven with the scars of their pasts. But let us delve deeper into the twisted conclusion of this haunting tale. As the crumbling walls of the maze threatened to consume them, Alaric and the Minotaur made a desperate dash towards the maze's entrance, their intertwined fates urging them onward. With each step, the air grew thicker, suffocating their breath as unseen forces fought to pull them back into the labyrinth's clutches. The voices of the fallen victims echoed in their minds, warning of the price to be paid for their audacity. Death's icy grip loomed near, ready to claim them both. Yet amidst the chaos and despair, a flicker of light appeared in the distance, a beacon of hope beckoning them forward. They quickened their pace, their determination fueling their weakened bodies. The maze, sensing their defiance, fought back with a final surge of malevolence. The Minotaur, driven by a newfound humanity, pushed Alaric ahead, sacrificing himself to stall the relentless pursuit of the darkness. His bellow of anguish mixed with defiance echoed through the labyrinth, buying precious moments for the prince to escape. Outside the maze, the world awaited in haunting anticipation. The people, plagued by nightmares and whispers of the maze's terrors, held their breath, waiting for the outcome of this perilous duel between mortal and monstrosity. As Alaric burst forth from the crumbling maze, gasping for the sweet breath of freedom, he could feel the weight of the Minotaur's sacrifice pressing upon him. Grief and relief mingled inside him, leaving an indelible mark on his soul. The legend of the Minotaur and the cursed maze would forever be etched in the kingdom's history, a reminder that dark desires and unquenchable curiosity come with a price no mortal should ever have to pay. The cost of appeasing one's cravings for forbidden knowledge and power left a scar, a chilling reminder of the twisted darkness that lurked in the depths of the human heart. And so, as dawn broke over the remnants of a cursed maze, Alaric stood as both victor and survivor. The haunting labyrinth held its secrets no more, leaving behind a legacy tinged with horror and redemption.